Oh, hey guys, do you know what I like to do when I'm cleaning the edges of my favorite Rainy Stennett card? And my good friend Rick over at Vintage Oddball Cards has reached 2,000 subscribers? That's right. I like to look at some baseball cards. So Rick, such a great guy, great member of this wonderful YouTube community, one of the most knowledgeable guys I know. He has reached 2,000 subscribers, which is just a really nice accomplishment. And Rick, congratulations for that. Very well deserved. And so if you don't know Rick, you should know Rick, because if you love baseball cards the way I love baseball cards, you want to learn. And I'll tell you, every time I see a video from Rick, just about, I'm learning something. So, of course, if you know me, you probably know Rick anyway. But if you don't, get on over there and check him out. And so what he's doing is he's doing a contest, and he wants us to stump the Mangini. And of course, the Mangini is John Mangini, and he's another great guy. Again, someone, if you know me, you know him. So anyway, if you don't, you should. But what Rick wants us to do is he wants us to show a card that John does not have a card from that set. So anyway, I'm very excited to do this video, because at first I didn't think I would have anything, but then I came up with a few things, and I think I might have something that John doesn't have a card from. So I'm real excited. I got my white glove on. That's how rare these cards are. And, what's that? Oh, it's a blue glove. That's right. It is a blue glove. That's true. And the reason why, believe it or not, but this used to be a white glove. But what happened was I was cleaning up my cards. I had a little bit of Kurt's Magic Potion, and I decided to clean up the glove a little bit, and it cleaned the white right out of my glove, and now it's a blue glove. But it's a white glove, but it cleaned up to be a blue glove. But anyway, I digress. Let's look at some baseball cards. So anyway, when I first heard about this contest, my knee-jerk reaction was this particular card, which is a 1949-50 Asbo. And after thinking about it for a minute or two, I said to myself, no, I know John's going to have a card from this set. I'm sure of it. But anyway, I'm going to show this card anyway because I just love it. And this is actually from the Richard Merkin collection. And if you're not familiar with Richard Merkin, he was a really amazing collection of Mexican League, Negro League, and Cuban League vintage baseball cards. And this came directly from his collection, and I'm thrilled to own it. And here's the back. The back is in Spanish, but for those who know, it says on the back, go to the Grand Stadium in Havana starting April 6th. Delight in watching the Havana Cubans, champions of the Florida League, play. When buying matches, ask for the best ones from Asbo Isia. So there's that. John's got a card from that set, so I don't know why I even brought that out. Next up, I've got a card that is so rare, I know for a fact John doesn't have it. You know, everybody knows that the late 60s, early 70s was the height of the psychedelic era. But what people don't know, nobody knows except for me, that in 1970, Topps released a very rare parallel set. It's a psychedelic set. And I have two cards from that set. I've got the Don Young. See there? And I've got the Gene Michael. Now these cards are so rare, I'm not going to enter this. That's cheating. That'd be too easy, because these are almost like one-on-ones. They are so rare. I know John doesn't have anything like that in his collection, so I'm not even going to count that. That's cheating. So next up, I thought maybe I'd get the 1982 Diamond Classics produced by Big League Collectibles. You know, they only made 10,000 sets of those. There was 55 cards in the set, and they're beautiful cards. I've got the whole set, but I'm going to just show a few here that I pulled out. Here's a beautiful Satchel Paige. Very nice Sam Rice. Great artwork on these cards, just great. There's the Ty Cobb. And here's an Archie Vaughan. But, 1982, there's a good chance John might have that. I'm thinking it's possible. It's possible he could have a card from that set somewhere in his massive collection. So then I started thinking about another set from 1982. 1982 Baseball Card News. It was a 20-card set, and it was honoring the history of baseball cards. And there's Joe DiMaggio. I love looking at baseball cards, and I love the history of baseball cards. And there's Satchel Paige. So, I got to thinking, if I love looking at baseball cards, I know John Mangini loves looking at baseball cards. You know what? There's a good chance he might have something in his collection from this set, too. There's Willie Mays. Look at that ball. Looks like they just put a white dot in his glove. That's not a real baseball. Anyway, still an awesome photo. And on the back, like I said, the history of baseball cards is a write-up. Different write-up on each card. So that brings me to this last set. I'm going to show you 4 cards from. And I'm thinking John might not have a card from this set. Then again, he probably does, but he might not. So it is 1970 Carl Aldana Orioles. And when I first got these cards, about little over 2 years ago maybe, I did a video and a lot of people told me they had never seen these before. So I'm thinking I got a good chance here with these cards. So 1970 Carl Aldana Orioles. There's Frank Robinson. These cards were produced by these were made by a West Coast artist, and his name was Carl Aldana, and he made these cards to commemorate the 1970 World Series, which the Baltimore Orioles won. And so these were released after the World Series, so they were released very late in 1970. Here is Ellie Hendricks, and that PSA 9, it's OC, but it is the only PSA 9 with a qualifier or not, and there are no PSA 10s. So there's that. Here's a kind of a goofy card, I think. Goofy image anyway. Jim Palmer. This card kind of reminds me more of the jockey underwear model than it does the great pitcher that we all know and love. And last but not least, I've got this Brooks Robinson, and that image there is to commemorate that great catch that he made, famous catch from the 1970 World Series. And so there are 12 cards to this set. It's a 12-card set, but actually there's 13 cards because there's two variations of this particular card. There's this one, and then there's a different variation of the same catch, but from a different angle. So I have this one. Anyway, that's all I got, guys. Go check out John Mangini. Go check out Rick, Vintage Oddball Cards. 2 of the great guys in the community. If you're not subbed to either one of them, go sub to them both. Anyway, again, congrats, Rick. That's all I got, guys.